Hi, what's up guys? We're back here again on the SC. So last video we started fiberglassing the Highbeam spots on the new front bumper that I have. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link up in the corner for you. But today we're going to body fill it and basically just wait for that to harden. I don't know how long it's going to take for that to dry. Hopefully it'll dry fairly quick so then I could actually start sanding it today. But let me show you those quick release bumper tabs I actually put on a little bit earlier today. Okay, and now on the front bumper, like I said last video, I was gonna make the bumper, the quick release spots just on the front of the bumper right here. So I ended up doing that just off camera, just because I wanted to make sure I was able to do it exactly how I wanted. And now that I know how to do it, I'll show you guys on the corners when we go to build the front crash bar. But now, just to get the front bumper off, literally just got to push this. And then this one, and now the bumper comes right off. So when we go to do the side ones as well, all we're gonna have to do is just push the two on either side along with those ones on top, and the bumper will come off. So no bolts, no zip ties, no nothing like that. It's just gonna be 6 of those quick release tabs. So this is what I had to do to make them work. So it comes with like the little stud with the ball on the end of it, and I just measured out from like here. I drilled the holes, I found the right distance that I needed, and I was able to get them to line up with the bumper, and then just drill the holes on the bumper, and there you go. So those in the front are all set. Like I said, the crash bar needs to be made first before I can build the other ones, but today we're not going to focus on crash bar stuff. We're going to focus on filling these, or at least trying to get them to be flush. So last time we fiberglassed it all, and that's completely hard now. Now I have some body filler. I'm going to go in, try and fill all of these areas, and try and get it to look fairly flush, so then we could go ahead and sand it once it's all hardened up, and then see if we need to apply any more. So I'm just going to jump right into it, and I'm going to start mixing some Bondo, and we're going to start putting it on the front bumper. Alright, and just like that, I did the first just pretty decent layer of body filler on there. So I tried to get it to tuck into all of like the little crevices that were around the fiberglass. So once I start sanding it, we'll see how well I did tucking it all in there. But it's pretty much flat. I tried to use my my putty squeegee thing as best I could to get it to stay flat. But now it's basically just a waiting game to wait until it hardens so we can try and sand some of it down. Alright, so the Bondo is pretty much hardened up. It's still just a little bit tacky, but I'm going to go ahead and just try and sand it anyway. I just want to at least do something other than just wait here and do it. It's been probably about an hour or so since I did the Bondo. So I'm going to go grab the sander and try and sand it flush, see how it comes out. So I just sanded it all down. There's a couple spots that we needed to touch up with some more Bondo, so I just applied another coat. So this one was just a super light coat, just to fill any small little holes that there were after sanding. So now I'm just going to let that dry, and I'll come back in a day or so, and we'll keep on going. Alright, what's up guys? So today's another day. It's actually 2 days since the last time I was here, which was the beginning of this episode. And I just let the Bondo dry. I had other stuff I needed to do yesterday, so I couldn't come by the shop. But today I'm back. We're going to keep on going on the front bumper for the SC. So just off camera, I finished sanding the passenger side, Highbeam delete. And I just sprayed a coat of primer on it just so I can see basically what it looks like, just all one color instead of some of it being Bondo, some of it being like the fiberglass that was underneath, and some of it just being the black bumper itself. So now it's all just one uniform color, so I can see if there's any like high or low spots, or if there's any spots that I need to just keep on sanding a little bit more. So this is what it looks like right now on the passenger side. So see when, like, what I mean about, like, instead of it looking like this and not being able to really tell, like, the difference between, like, me actually, like, deleting the high beam or not, just painting it all like this, it just makes it all one color, so it makes it, kind of like all the work that we did just blend into one, so I can kind of just really see what the finished product would look like. So right now it's still like, you could still see like the sanding grooves and stuff just because this was only 80 grit. When we go to actually paint it, I'll finish it even, you know, I'll do the finishing sanding on it just to make it all smooth, and so you can't see any sanding marks. But for now, it's just going to stay like that. So this side is all set. I'm going to wait for that to fully dry, and then I'll just finish sanding this one, which I haven't done yet. Just finish sanding this, and then we'll tape this side off and spray it just like that. Alright, so I got too anxious and I just finished sanding this side. I just sprayed I taped it off, and I just light coat a primer on it to get it to stick. And now once this dries a little bit more, I'm going to spray a heavier coat like I did on this side. So with just the primer, basically you could just see kind of like the surround of where the high beam was, just because that area is more sanded than the body, like the bumper itself is. So once that's painted and clear coated and stuff, you won't be able to see that. You can still see a little bit of the pink of the Bondo from underneath this light coat. So I'm just gonna wait for that to just dry just a little bit longer, and I'll do the heavy coat. Alright, so just like you guys saw, I just sprayed the heavy coat of primer on it. This side looks like it still has to dry because I just sprayed it, but this looks like it covered a little bit better than this side did. But like I said, that side's still wet, so we'll just have to see. So I'm going to let this dry, and I'll pick up with you guys right after that. Alright, so both sides are pretty much dry, so I put the front bumper on. The alignment isn't 100% yet because these have to come down to here, so that side will stay. The other side's not going to stay, because if I move that, then that side's going to shift. But the body alignment is pretty decent for just an eBay bumper. But now you can kind of get the idea of just the high beam delete. So now it's just going to be that low beam. All of it's going to look super nice once it's all just one color and it's nice and glossy. But for now, it's just going to look like that. It's still just sanded with the 80 grit, so once we're ready to start painting this car and we start like prepping the whole car, I'll go back and I'll sand this finer and finer and finer, and then I'll wet sand it so it's nice and smooth. So that'll be later on once we're ready to paint it. But that's pretty much it. So now we have two shaved high beam areas in the bumper. So we didn't have black primer like paint, we only had the gray. So if it was black, it would kind of blend in more, and it would kind of, you know, hide those little sections. That was the whole reason why I wanted to kind of primer them, just so I can kind of get the idea of what it would look like with the high beam delete. And I think it looks pretty good. Alright, so that's going to be it for this episode. It was another fairly quick one, just shaving those high beam areas. So until next time, don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you later. See ya.